So this book was written about 3 years ago. I started it. It took me a couple years to finish. It's my first book. It was inspired by a mother orca and her baby out in the Pacific Northwest. And yeah, it's about friendship and making connections with, people who are different from you, and just the adventures that come from that. So let's discover who Roku and Tanza are. Big, bold, black and white, Roku swims both day and night. Oh, this is also dedicated to my nephew Roku. That's his name. He's my first nephew in the family, so I named the whale after my nephew. All right, big, bold, black and white, Roku swims both day and night. In a pod he jumps and plays. He'll swim with them all of his days. Deep, dark water is where he's found. Sunshine Coast, Desolation Sound. Roku's mother says, please stay near, even though there's nothing to fear. Their family shares their cold water fish. Big king salmon, their favorite dish. One day Roku began to ponder, what if he began to wander? Leave his mother and his clan, adventure off without a plan. Oh, the things he could do, the creatures he could meet. So he held his breath, pumped his flukes, and plunged on down. He ventured into the blue, happily searching for something new. Meanwhile, nearby on a hidden rock, a little tribe of mermaids came to talk. Favorite topic themselves, of course, scales, tails, and fastest seahorse. But one in their tribe, Tanza her name, thought all that chitter-chatter was lame. Mesmerized by orcas since a little tyke, upon seeing them she squealed in delight as they swam by and whistled into the night. She wondered if they ever come back into her life. So from Mermaid Rock she bid farewell. Tanza longed for friends of a different tale. Sliding beneath the ocean surface, she felt an urge to search for it. Tanza swam as fast as she could, still so much slower than an orca would. To a playground she'd frolicked as a kid, with so many friends, even a one-eyed squid. She had built the toys on scavenger hunts, and then appeared Roku, out of breath. At first Tanza was scared to go near. Who are you and why are you here? Roku then picked up an anchor. Want to play? I found it on a shipwrecked tanker. Roku smiled and wiggled his fin. It was Tanza's friendship he wanted to win. Come on, Tanza, let's go and play. New best friends having met that day, from swimming races to hide and seek, suddenly their lives didn't seem so bleak. This is one of my favorite scenes. Obviously, Tanza can hide easily, but Roku can't hide that easily. Upon Roku's back, Tanza would rest. When the air warmed above each wave's crest, Roku would snooze just half his brain. Tanza would dry her long dark mane. Show and tell with an ocean's resources, a sequestrian, Tanza showed off her seahorses. Their names would tell were Mira and Shell, two friends she knew and loved so well. Like her pet dogfish, Gil, always so loving when the other mermaids are acting snobby, Tanza's spirit radiated more when she wasn't with her own, and with Roku it definitely showed. When they came to the surface, Roku grabbed something rubber and squishy. He found it to be a big orange buoy. I know just what to do with this, he said. Ready for a wild ride, Tanza? First, we dive down deep. Now grab the buoy and hug it tight. You're going to shoot straight up, all right? Here she goes. Whoosh. Tanza flung through the surface into the sky. Now she could see where the seagulls fly. Meanwhile, all this play made the two hungry, both their bellies empty and grumpy. A jellyfish sandwich was Tanza's favorite snack, but Roku shook his head at that. All he ate were fatty salmon. Without them, there is famine. Tanza's heart sank for her friend. Salmon were on a downward trend. Roku could fish with his family, but on his own, calamity. Now this was one of the first sketches I ever did, and then I created the story around it. So this was just an independent drawing I did with the mermaid and an orca, and I thought I should make a story out of this. So this is the very first drawing I did, which prompted me to write the book. Suddenly, a little ball sank in front of their eyes. Someone was playing golf from a boat nearby. Must be those humans, Roku and Tanza sighed. Tanza said, I know how to help. Come to this boat behind the kelp. Hanging below the hull was a hook. On it, a salmon which Roku took. The name of this boat is called Not So Fast. Tanza distracted the boaters above, while Roku munched on the salmon he loved. Then a plane sounded overhead, hearing their cries. A mermaid! The humans couldn't believe their eyes. This is a special type of plane, shaped like an orca. As the orca plane flew north, it reminded Roku of his mommy. So feeling better with the fish in his belly, Tanza said, let's go find your family. As soon as they saw Roku in sight, the pod erupted in pure delight. He swam up to hug his mommy. She said, I missed you, honey. So, the time had come to part ways. Tanza hugged Roku with all of their memories made. Then he ventured north into the sunset until dawn, knowing with family is where you'll always belong. The end. That's the story of Roku and Tanza. And stay tuned for the sequel. I'm working on a follow-up to this adventure. Stay tuned.